The date and hour designated in the warrant for the January 6, 2025 special town meeting. I hereby call the meeting to order. My name is Amy Coular, and I am the Bourne Town Meeting moderator. Mr. Town Clerk Barry Johnson, how many voters have checked into this meeting?
219.
He responds 219 registered voters. I declare there is a quorum present. Mr. Town Clerk, has the special town meeting warrant been duly posted as required by law?
Yes, it has.
Madam Stenographer, please note for the record that the Town Clerk responds that the warrant has been duly posted. Everyone, please silence your cell phones and join me in standing and remain standing until I ask you to resume your seats. We will now recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may all be seated. So, what's going to happen now is I'm going to provide you with some information tonight. We do not have electronic voting tonight, so please bear with me. All votes will be done by standing count so that we know exactly what the vote is. Okay?
A moment of personal privilege, please.
I recognize Mary Jane Mastrangelo.
Thank you. I wanted to take this opportunity tonight to give congratulations and thanks to Mary Fernandez, who has been serving as the assistant town clerk for many years and did a great job handling our town meetings and elections. Mary retired in December, and I just wanted to give her thanks for her service. I also want to let the town meeting know that at the fall town meeting, a $2.1 million purchase of conservation land with CPA funds was approved. And since that time, a $1,050,000 forest preservation grant for 50% of the purchase price was awarded. That reduced the amount paid by the town to $1,050,000.
They're having difficulty hearing you, MJ.
So I'm getting feedback. I don't know. It's. Is that better? Okay. I'll repeat that. At the fall town meeting, a $2.1 million purchase of conservation land with CPA funds was approved. And since that time, a $1,050,000 forest preservation grant for 50% of the purchase price was awarded, which reduced the amount paid by the town to $1,050,000. Thank you.
Thank you, MJ. I would just like to acknowledge that at our town meeting tonight, we have a special guest. Our newly elected State Senator Dylan Fernandez is here, and we look forward to hearing from you, State Senator, in the spring at our annual town meeting. Thank you for joining us tonight at this important meeting. Okay, so seated in front of you are the Deputy Town Clerk, the Town Clerk, myself, the moderator. This is the Chair of the Select Board. This is Town Council. The rest of the Select Board is sitting in front of me, and the Finance Committee is on my right. Does everyone have a voter handbook? If not, please raise your hand and a teller will bring you one. The town meeting tonight is governed by Robert's Rules of Order as interpreted by the book Town Meeting Time. When the article is called and you intend to speak on the article, please leave your seat and come down to the front and sit near one of these two microphones, or you can stand, because there are no seats tonight. You will have up to 3 minutes to speak. If at any time during the debate of the article, if I determine there are numerous individuals wishing to speak to the article, I may reduce the time allotted to each speaker. I have appointed Lieutenant Economides as my sergeant-at-arms, and to that end, one thing I will not tolerate tonight are personal attacks or other similar behavior from a speaker. You will be declared out of order, and in accordance with Massachusetts law, you may be removed from the meeting by the sergeant-at-arms and confined until the conclusion of the session. Please speak only to the motion on the floor. Do not be repetitive. Be concise and to the point. This meeting is being videotaped for later televising on the local Comcast cable access channel. There is also a stenographer on my right keeping an official written transcript of the proceedings. As a matter of longtime custom within the town of Bourne, it is solely within the moderator's discretion to allow non-voters to address the town meeting. If anything interferes with your ability to hear, speak, or participate in the town meeting to your satisfaction, You may interrupt the meeting by declaring a point of personal privilege, and your concern will be heard and addressed. And if you need to speak from your seat, please get our attention, my attention in particular, and I will get you a portable microphone. Okay, so we're now going to conduct one vote by voice. All right, all other votes on any articles is going to be done by a standing count so that we will know exactly what we're voting. All right, at this time, I will entertain a motion that this meeting dispense with the reading of the warrant and of the constable's return of service of that warrant, and that the moderator not be required to read resolutions or warrant articles verbatim, but may refer to them instead by article number or page in the handbook. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of allowing the meeting to dispense with the reading of the warrant, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. I declare it was unanimous. Thank you. All right. Thank you for your patience. We will now proceed to Article 1. Article 1, the only article in your handbook, requires a 2/3 majority vote. Does the Select Board have a positive motion?
Yes, we do.
I recognize Select Board Chair Mary Jane Mastrangelo.
Thank you. We move to authorize the Select Board to acquire, by purchase or gift, a parcel of land together with the buildings thereon or any portion thereof, generally located at 171 Clay Pond Road in the town of Bourne, as shown as Assessor's Parcel 17 on Assessor's Map 31.4, for general municipal purposes, including the future construction of a fire substation, and for such other lawful and permissible uses or purposes deemed to be in the best interest of the town by the Select Board, and to take all action in connection with such purchase, and to enter into a contract for the acquisition thereof by the town upon such terms and conditions deemed to be in the best interest of the town by the Select Board, including the payment of all costs incidental or related thereto, including but not limited to legal and engineering fees, survey, demolition, and disposal of existing structures, and further move that the town vote to appropriate the sum of $1,750,000 for the purposes of this article, and to meet this appropriation, to transfer the sum of $1,750,000 from the Capital Stabilization Fund.
Ms. Mastrangelo, you have.
Thank you. This article would provide the funding to purchase 171 Clay Pond Road, which is the former Spencer's Garden property, as a site for the Southside Fire Station. The process of identifying a site for the fire station has been a long one. In 2009, the Capital Outlay Committee requested funding for a study of the condition of municipal buildings in town. That report identified priority needs, including a new police station, replacement of the Peebles School, relocation of the fire headquarters to the Sagamore Station, and a new Southside Fire Station combining the functions of Pocasset and Monument Beach. Planning for the first three priorities commenced. Then, at the May town meeting in 2016, funding for the feasibility study for the Southside Fire Station was approved. Finding a site for the station has been a long and arduous process. Various sites have been considered and eliminated for many different reasons. These sites include the county land, the town forest, the Pocasset Fire Station site, the Monument Beach Fire Station site, the conservation land at the ball field on South Shore Road, 169 Clay Pond Road, property on MacArthur Boulevard at the old driving range, and a few other parcels. After almost 9 years of study and analysis, this property has been determined to be the most feasible location for a new Southside Fire Station. It is in the area of the South Side identified by the fire department as providing the best response times throughout the South Side, and it is close to the area with the most frequent calls. It has excellent access in multiple directions, and a 16,000 square foot station, about the size of the Sagamore Station, should fit on the property. although a side setback variance will be needed to provide the best layout. Environmental site assessments have been done and determined there is no on-site contamination of soils. The funding source for the purchase is the Capital Stabilization Fund. This fund was established by the town in 2007 to set aside funding for major capital projects. Although some free cash has been transferred to the fund, the primary source of funding has been excess host community fees from the ISWIM landfill operations. If this property is purchased, the next step will be to complete the design and to come back to town meeting, hopefully this spring, and to have a debt exclusion vote to fund the new fire station on the May town election ballot. A yes or aye vote in favor of the motion would allow the town to move forward with purchasing the property at 171 Clay Pond Road as the site of a future fire station. A no or nay vote opposed to the motion would mean that the town could not purchase the property and must continue to search for a site to build a new fire station. The Select Board voted unanimously 5-0-0 to recommend approval of this article.
Does the Finance Committee have a recommendation on this article?
Yes, we do.
I recognize Wayne Sampson.
The Finance Committee voted unanimously, 6-0-0, to recommend approval of Article 1.
Thank you. All right, is there any discussion on Article 1? Please approach the microphone.
Hi, I'm John Bonavith from Shore Road in Katomet. I just have a question. Can CPA funds be used for this purchase of the land instead of from the Capital Stabilization Fund?
No, this is not eligible for community preservation funds
Why?
because it's not affordable housing, it's not historic preservation, and it's not open space or recreation.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. His question was, how many acres is the parcel?
0.92. 0.92 acres.
Is there any further discussion on the article? Yeah, I see a hand. Please approach the microphone.
I'm Alexander Klein, Shore Road. I'm an advocate for a new fire station. I think the town needs it on this side of the canal. However, I do have a question. I understand that the piece of property is currently up for sale. Is that correct? By a realtor?
The property has been on the open market. However, the town issued a request for proposals for people willing to sell the property to the town, and they received a response from the landowner, and so that is the process by which the town is purchasing the property, through the request for proposal.
Okay. And I do want to make sure that the town spends its money wisely. And I see here that on the active listing, the property is for sale right now for $1.5 million.
That is the agreed price for the property, the $250,000 of additional funding, and this article is for soft cost engineering and potential demolition of the existing building.
Feel that we're getting value for the sale price, because the property was sold in 2022 for $1 million.
We're going to hear from the town administrator on that. Thank you.
Thank you. We did conduct an appraisal, a fair market appraisal of the property as part of our due diligence.
Marlene, can you speak into the microphone?
We did conduct a fair market appraisal of the property as part of the RFP process, and the appraised price actually came in just over $1.5 million.
Does that answer?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the article? Yes, please approach a microphone.
Did you only have one appraisal, and was there any review of that appraisal done?
The town administrator will answer. Can you state your name for the record, please? Everyone who approaches the microphone needs to identify themselves. Thank you.
Rosemary Dalton.
Thank you.
We did only do one appraisal, and it was not peer reviewed.
Thank you. Any further discussion on this article? Last chance. Okay, we will now move to a vote on this article. As I stated before, there is no electronic voting available tonight. So we are going to do all votes by standing count. What that means, because we have voters standing in the back, is that if you are standing in the back, you must raise your arm if you're voting in favor or against on either way, okay? So, tellers, are you ready? All right. All those vote, and we're going to have you, if you're standing, you need to raise your voter tag, please. Okay? Your yellow tag. Thank you. Sorry, we haven't done this without electronic voting in a while, so I apologize. Okay. All those voting yes on Article 1, please stand now and remain standing until I tell you that you may be seated. If you cannot stand, you may raise your arm with your yellow tag to count your vote. I wasn't... Oh. I was just gonna toss them. I think we need to know the number tonight. We need to know the number. It'll be better.
We could sit down one, two.
All right, if the teller has passed your section, you may sit if you feel confident your vote was counted. Sorry. Are you ready for math? They're arguing about how we calculate two-thirds over on the other two.
Take the total number of votes.
I was told there would be no math in law school, so I need you to do it. I know, right? I know. This is how lawyers lawyer, by the way.
If you do it, you take the total number, you multiply, you
I know. You're going to get the total.
multiply by two-thirds, and then say that that's the amount needed is this for two-thirds.
I'm just saying, Mary Fernandez usually had it all calculated by the time you got.
But you don't know how many people are going to vote. And you know what? And the electronic thing coming for you.
I love the electronic voting. It makes me look better too. You're the best. That's why you get the big bucks. Thank you.
Is it only his second?
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, all yes votes have been counted. Now, all those voting no on the article, please stand now and remain standing until I tell you may be seated, or raise your arm if you are unable to stand. you. Okay. Yes. Can you approach the microphone? And then I'll announce the results of the vote.
I'd like to ask for reconsideration.
I haven't even completed this vote yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay. We have a total. I declare that the motion passes with 325 in favor and 0 opposed. Therefore, we can't have reconsideration because you would have had to vote against it. So we're going to move on now. That was the only article before us this evening. I will now entertain a motion to dissolve the special town meeting. Second, all those in favor? I declare it was unanimous. Thank you, Bourne.